Hello guys, this is me, Dan96, back here for another video, and today we'll be making our round 6 predictions for the 2025 AFL season. So just like that, round 5 is all done, and yeah, gather round is all done, and what a gather round. We saw one of the highest scoring rounds in some time. I'm pretty sure every team in every game scored at least 100 points, apart from the Melbourne Essendon game, but even then Essendon got 96, which is fairly close. But yeah, in this round we did not too bad. There were just some tips that were, I guess, could have been prevented, and ones that I did not see coming. But yeah, we got 6 out of 9 tips correct, which I would say is pretty good. Starting with this one, and the Crows, I thought they were going to get it done. They were 30 points up, and Geelong stole it from them. Collingwood, great win against the Swans. Down here, the Suns, I was predicting them to win. They got it done. Carlton just needed that, and they got it. Brisbane, what a comeback. That was a brilliant comeback. Melbourne, I thought Melbourne could have been a chance after three-quarter time, but yeah, it just fell apart. The first half was horrible anyways. But Essendon with 2 wins in a row, so that's huge for them. But yeah, down here on the Sunday, Freo got the job done. GWS got the job done. And Hawthorn lose to Port in a grudge match, a big match, one of the most hyped up matches to build up. But yeah, what a win that was by Port. And you can see the predicted versus actual margins. Yeah, there was some interesting ones, I guess. Yeah, there was some that we might have got close on, but overall it was just, yeah, not perfect. Not perfect, I would say. But yeah, that's all done. Let's move on to round 6. And so here we are, round 6, and it is the Easter round. So we are going to get some games that are traditionally placed on this round. And yeah, starting with this first game, and that is, yeah, one of the traditional games that we see every year. And yeah, it's always a good one. It's between Brisbane and Collingwood, playing at the Gabba on the Thursday night. Yeah, I'm excited for this game. Brisbane, once again, undefeated still. They are doing really well. They're yeah, both of the Queensland teams, they're both undefeated, but Brisbane have been playing well. Their first halves have been very disappointing, but their second halves have been enormous. And to think that they're still undefeated is crazy, and they're back at the Gabba, playing against Collingwood, who, yeah, are also on that winning streak. They still got the momentum, but they are playing in Brisbane, and it's not going to be easy for them, so I guess this will be an interesting game for them. But yeah, we've seen lots of things happen. I think the last time these two teams met, Collingwood won, really in both occasions. So that might be a factor, but yeah, it will be interesting. It is going to be a big clash, a sold-out clash. There's, yeah, a lot of things to look forward to, and yeah, this is going to be a great start to the round. So yeah, big must-win games, I reckon, for both these teams. I think the better chance here is Brisbane, though, because they are playing at home. Had a great game last week, and they are the favourites for this game. So yeah, to get things started with this first tip, I could definitely see Collingwood winning this one, but I am going to tip Brisbane to kick things started with this round. So yeah, I'm predicting the margin to be 20 points, and I'm rating this game at 92. Now looking at the Friday games, there's actually 2 of them, which is good, which is really good. It's Easter Friday, and yeah, let's get started with this first one. It's another traditional game. It's the Good Friday clash. It's between North Melbourne and Carlton, playing at Marvel Stadium, and both of these teams, both of these teams really need a win. They're both on 1 wins. They need something. Carlton finally got their first win against West Coast. I mean, yes, it was against West Coast. I mean, it really did have to take a West Coast win to get their first win, but hey, look, they're back on the board, and yeah, they just needed that. And hey, guess what? They're versing North, so they could potentially get themselves right off the bat. As for North Melbourne, yeah, got that win against Melbourne a while ago, but since then they've been sort of competitive, but it hasn't been close enough. They haven't been close to a win since. I don't know if that's a concern or not. And yeah, I was thinking we've gone past that, but they're still in that spot. And I guess this game will make things interesting. I feel like this will be a much more competitive game than we think, but In saying that, Carlton are big favourites for a reason. I think Carlton back at Marvel Stadium, they should surely put on some fights, and I think they will have a big crowd there for sure. So that will help them out. But I think they're just starting to slowly gain back their momentum that they once had. So this is really a must-win clash for them. If they lose this one, then really it'll be like last week, I reckon. We'll be talking about them if they had lost to West Coast, which they didn't. But if they lose to North, it won't make things any better. So yeah, must-win clash for Carlton, and that is the reason why I'm going to tip them. They just have to win this one. They really have to win this one. So yeah, I'm rating this game. Now I'm predicting the margin to be 45 points to Carlton, and I'm rating this game an 83. Now looking at the next Friday night clash. Well, this is actually, I think this will be Twilight Clash or something. It's in Perth. Yeah, it's between West Coast and Essendon, playing at Optus Stadium on the same day, straight after that other game. And yeah, this one's gonna be, I reckon, really one-sided. Honestly, if it's not one-sided, then I don't know. West Coast have just not looked good. They haven't looked good at all this season. I guess the only time they looked good was in the first quarter and second against Brisbane, but that was it. They just did not play well at all last week. It just felt like they were out of the game for all of it, really. And I just don't know where this is going. I think they will potentially, I think they're doing worse than Richmond at this stage, because they are just, yeah, I don't know what's going on. As for Essendon, they're starting to get a roll here. They are on 2 wins, 2 losses, and they won against Melbourne, pretty good win. They won against Port, pretty good win. And this one could be huge for them. If they get this one, then that is just, yeah, they're just doing all they need to. And yeah, if they can get this win, then they're doing great. Obviously, it'll be interesting to see how the crowd is against them, because it is a away game. They're playing at Optus, not the easiest of venues, but yeah, with the way West Coast are going, I don't know how West Coast are gonna see themselves as favourites, but they could produce an upset, maybe, but at this rate, it's just looking very unlikely for them. I mean, Essendon have to win here. They're sitting 13th, and you'd think surely this is the win that they can take. And yeah, I'm going to keep it simple, and I'm going to tip Essendon to get this win by 36 points, and I'm rating this game at 71. Now looking down at the Saturday clashes, we have a couple games here to look at, some interesting ones. Starting off with the first game, and yeah, to get things started with the Super Saturday on the Saturday afternoon. This one, yeah, it's between Melbourne and Fremantle, playing at the G in what I think could have been a big game. It's not looking as that, but I reckon this should be interesting. As we know, Melbourne have not been in the greatest position at all. They're still winless. I did say this last week, I thought that their best chance of winning would be against Essendon. They didn't get that, and yeah, I feel like this would just be another smashing at the G, so it's, yeah, not looking good for Melbourne. As for Fremantle though, they did get their win last week. It was a pretty good win against Richmond at the Barossa, and yeah, they just are starting to get that momentum. They looked concerning at the start, but now they're on the track, and I think this is a very winnable game for Freo. A very winnable one, so this is really a must-win for them. I'm definitely predicting the crowd to be not as big. Yes, it's definitely been a concern for Melbourne, and it's not something that they can switch home grounds to. It's just the way it is. They play at the G as their home ground, and it's just, yeah, they can't really move from there. But yeah, big chance for Freo. Need this one. If they win this game, they'll be up in the ladder, maybe potentially 6th. Whatever it is, they'll definitely be in the 8th if they win this one. So definitely need to win this one, and I think they will win this one. So yeah, I just had to tip Freo for that game to win what I think will be a fairly close game. I think it will be sort of a grudge match. Yeah, I'm predicting the margin to be 17 points, and I'm rating this game at 74. Now looking at the next game, and this one is looking really good. Very even, and I don't know where to tip in this one. Yeah, this one's looking tough. Considering last week as well, because I don't know what to think. But yeah, it's between Adelaide and the GWS Giants playing at the Adelaide Oval on the twilight spot. And this one is a good 50-50 clash. Starting with Adelaide, they looked really well against the Cats on Thursday night. Unfortunately for them, though, they just fell away in that last quarter, and not just the last quarter, but they let Geelong come back after being down like 30 points, which I thought was a bit of a concern. It was just a crazy night, a lot of highlights in that game, but yeah, I guess it was an honourable loss. They scored 100 points, but Geelong were way better. As for the Giants, they are on a roll. They only lost that one game, which was against Hawthorn, but since then, they've been smashing teams, and they won their game last week against the Saints, which was a really good win by them. They were off the block. So yeah, this game really feels like a 50-50 clash. I mean, Giants have lost one game, the Crows have lost two, but really, yeah, the Crows playing at home with their home crowd, it definitely is a boost. But against the Giants, they play really well away from home. So yeah, this was a tough one to tip and a tough one to choose. But yeah, I have to go with, I would have tipped maybe the Crows just because of the home factor. But for this game, I'm going to tip the Giants to continue their streak. And yeah, really, I could see them doing it. They are good playing away from home. And yeah, that showed what happened last week. So yeah, I'm predicting the Giants to win by 10 points. And I'm rating this game a 90. Now looking at the Saturday night clash, and yeah, not the greatest of games. Not the greatest of games this will be, I don't think. But yeah, let's just see what happens. It's between Richmond and Gold Coast, playing at Marvel Stadium in what looks like, what seems to be, and what probably will be, a very one-sided game. Starting with Gold Coast, and they are still winless, and they are looking really good. They are scoring very high. They are a very high scoring team, and that game last week was really good by them. And yeah, they have the highest percentage, still winless, even after only playing 4 games. Yeah, this team's going to be hard to stop, I reckon. I guess they do have a fairly simpler draw than most other teams, but yeah, this is a big chance against Richmond, who have still only won that one game. They did look somewhat competitive at the first half of last week, but since then it hasn't been really too much for them, and just as expected, I did predict them to be win spooners. I don't think that will happen, but it could change. But really, at Marvel Stadium, this could be a big one for Gold Coast to take in terms of percentage and in terms of the win. Gold Coast could break themselves history by getting their first, well, I don't know if it will be their first 5 wins in a row, but to start the season 5-0 would be absolutely huge for them, and a step closer towards playing finals, which they've never done before. So yeah, I think this tip is going to be fairly simple. I mean, there's not really much to talk about. I just can only see it one way. If it's an upset, then that would be crazy, but really, just the way that they've been playing, Gold Coast, they've been looking good, and I think they'll be undefeated still. That's where my tip's gonna go. So yeah, I'm predicting the margin to be 40 points, and I'm rating this game at 67. Now heading down to the Sunday games, and there's a couple good games here, and of course the Monday, which we'll get into. But yeah, starting with this first one, and this one is looking, I'll say, pretty interesting to say the least. But yeah, it's between Sydney and Port Adelaide, playing at the SCG on this Sunday afternoon, and this one is looking pretty good. Both of these teams are on the same position on the ladder, the difference being percentage: 2 wins, 3 losses, and well, yeah, I mean, this game will just stand them out. Whoever wins gets the advantage. Sydney had a disappointing loss last week against Collingwood. It looked very doable for them. They just tried to get come back closer, but it just wasn't enough for them, and Collingwood were too good on that night. And as for Port Adelaide, they had probably one of the greatest wins in some time. I mean, it just looked really great by them, beating a top team like Hawthorn. Yeah, it looked good. It looked really good. especially from what they've been doing earlier on in the season, which wasn't great. They lost to Essendon, lost to St Kilda, and they beat Hawthorn like that. I mean, that's pretty good, but can it continue? Can it continue? That's the question. And yeah, playing at the SCG is not an easy ground for sure. And Port, I mean, really any away team playing at the SCG don't have the advantage there, and it won't be an easy game for that. And yeah, Sydney haven't played there since round 1 and opening round, so you would think they will get the advantage. They still haven't won at that ground as well, so that will make things interesting. I see this game being very even, but I do have to tip one of these teams to win, and yeah, it's gonna be a tough one to tip, I guess. I could see anything happening, and especially from last week, it wasn't enough for me to convince me one way or the other. But yeah, I'm just gonna tip Sydney for this one. I mean, it's a safe tip. It's a safe tip, but playing at the SCG, they're playing at home. You think that would get them the advantage. So yeah, I'm predicting them to win by 26 points, and I'm rating this game an 85. Now looking at the Sunday night game. We have a Sunday night game, which is huge. I don't know if it's going to be prime time or not. It might be, or it might be a Foxtel game. But yeah, let's have a look at it. It's between the Western Bulldogs up against St Kilda, playing at Marvel Stadium, and another close game, I reckon. There's no clear winner on this one. The Bulldogs, yeah, they looked good. They looked good last week in the first half, and then they just fell away. So I don't know what happened. Brisbane looked good though. That is something to say. I mean, Sam Darcy looks really good too. So yeah, I guess they do have some big potential, but it just didn't go their way. And as for the Saints, I thought they also had big potential in the game against the Giants. I mean, they beat Port Adelaide, they beat the Cats, and yeah, I thought they could have been a chance in beating the Giants. And I mean, in the end, the scoreline looks close, but at 3/4 time, it was all the way done. The margin was just way too big. But they're heading back to Melbourne, at their home ground actually. So yeah, this game will make things interesting. I think this is another 50-50 game, I would reckon. But as for tipping this game, it's going to be a tough one, to say the least. The Saints looked good. The Saints looked good at this ground before, and I guess so did the Bulldogs. But yeah, I am going to tip, and this will be a safe option here. I am going to tip the Bulldogs to get this win. I just think they do have a better list, and it would be a big advantage for them to get them over the line at Marvel Stadium, after what could have been, or should have been, a win for them last week, considering they were pretty big up margin wise. I think they were 30 plus points up. So yeah, I'm predicting the Bulldogs to get this win by 12 points, and I'm rating this game an 87. And now looking at the final game, and this is the big one. It's going to be a huge game. It's the Easter Monday clash, and yeah, in every year it's basically delivered. I mean, this is a guaranteed good game for sure, and in these circumstances as well, it's looking really good. But yeah, it's between Geelong and Hawthorn, playing at the G on this Monday afternoon. Monday games we don't get often, but this one will be looking good. Geelong got an impressive win last week, I reckon. That was really impressive by them, considering that they had many injuries and many people not playing. That was huge. That was huge to see them come back like that and take the win by 19 points. That looked really good. And as for Hawthorn, who had a lossless start to the season, got their first loss last game, which I guess was against Port and wasn't their advantage in terms of the home ground. But they're back at the G, and they play really well at the G historically. I think they'll definitely be within the chance for this game for sure. But yeah, this is a 50-50 game for certain. I don't know who will have the advantage over the other. And yeah, this is going to be a challenging one. I think this will be a really close game throughout the day. But really, whoever wins this game will have a big advantage. It is one of the tougher games of the season. They play each other every year. But yeah, this one's going to be huge. A big crowd for sure. I think the last time they played together on the Easter Monday, there was lightning as well. So yeah, there's been some history. But I think for this game, this one will be interesting. But I would tip Hawthorn, considering they do play really well at the G. But I'm gonna change things up a bit and tip Geelong. I think their win last week was great, and I think that just boosted their momentum and what they can produce. So yeah, to put it simply, I think Geelong will win this game in a very close one. I am predicting the margin to be 4 points, and I'm rating this game a 95. And just like that, that is my round 6 tips done and dusted. It is going to be a big round, an Easter round. And yeah, really don't know how these results are going to pan out, but this should be interesting. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next time. Bye bye.